Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Why We Disney podcast. Thank you for joining us once again. We have an incredible episode prepared. We have another small shop interview for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. We hope you're excited and we hope you're ready. Let's get started.
Welcome back to another magical Why We Disney Wednesday. My name is Kara and I'm brought to you by my amazing co-host Kaycee.
Hello, happy Wednesday.
But as you notice, we are not the only two people on the screens today or in your audios, because we have the owner of Castle Clubhouse Co., Brenda, with us today. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. You?
Very good. We are so excited to have you on the podcast today. Kaycee and I are just such strong believers that everyone really has a message and everyone has a story, and we love sharing why everyone Disneys. So could you start off just by telling our followers where they could find you?
Oh, you guys can find us on Instagram and Facebook, just searching Castle Clubhouse Co. And our website will be www.castleclubhouseco.com.
Awesome. And just by our title, Why We Disney, could you tell us why you love Disney? What kind of brought you into this niche?
Oh, I've loved Disney since I was a kid. We used to go every year during Christmas until I hit around high school, and then we kind of stopped. But I love Disney. I love watching Disney Channel, especially the older episodes like That's So Raven, Kim Possible. Those were my favorite. But I love Disney ever since I was a little kid.
That's so sweet. And I feel like these kids now, like, they don't know about Kim Possible. They don't know about Lizzie McGuire. Like, they don't know the good stuff. They really don't.
I really couldn't tell you anything on the Disney Channel right now. Like, is that even still a thing? I'm sure it is, yes. But like,
no, I don't even watch the new episodes anymore. Like, I know there's High School Musical, the musical. Never watched episode. I don't think I know any new Disney. Like, I have Disney Plus, but I wasn't even bothered watching the new stuff.
Yes. I don't know. It's just not fixed, right? It's not what I grew up with. So I do actually love High School Musical, the musical series, though, I will say.
Watched it.
You need to, Brenda. I think you might like it, seriously.
Maybe. I'll have to see.
So it sounds like the reason why you Disney is just like, it sounds like it's an inherited thing. Like, you've just loved it for so long. Where exactly do you live? And what would be like your home park?
I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. We would always drive to Florida. There was one time we did drive to California. That was a long road trip. Yeah.
Gosh. You went to Disneyland in California?
Yes, just once.
Just once. So Kara actually just got back, and we're all super jealous. Her Disneyland trip.
How was it?
I absolutely loved it. Disney World will forever and always be my home park. And I think I will prefer that experience. While I may prefer the rides at Disneyland more, I prefer the experience at Walt Disney World more. So I'll go back. If anyone's planning a trip, let me know. But I do. I can't wait to get back home.
Take me for you.
Yes.
I know. I'm like, can I get out on anyone's trip right now? Seriously. Which I'm going to Disney World soon. So I'm trying to hold out. Okay. Like, it's the hardest thing ever.
Hey, we're going to Disney World at the end of March.
We are too. Well, we'll have to meet up for sure. Let's get a picture. We'll talk after we're done recording, but yeah, let's work something out where we can get like a mutual moment there.
Okay, got it.
Mutual magical moment. So listen, Brenda, just by doing some research on your Instagram, you and your sweet husband were married at the Grand Floridian. Is that right?
Yes.
My gosh. Okay. Well, first of all, your pictures are stunning.
There's, I think, over 400 pictures.
I mean, I have no doubt, like, all of them, I bet, are just so stunning.
Oh my gosh. I love all of them. I couldn't even pick my favorite one.
I bet it's so hard. So tell me a little bit about that day. Like, was it just truly, I know you were getting married and it's probably already magical in itself, but you got married like in one of the most OG, like fanciest resorts in all of Disney World. Tell me about that day.
So originally we were supposed to get married at the Luau Point tree.
Mm-hmm.
We moved our wedding like 2 times because of COVID. And one day our wedding coordinator just emails us and was like, hey, do you want to just upgrade for free and go to the Grand Floridian? I was like, yes.
Yes. I didn't have to think about it. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, it was amazing. We didn't have much family going with us. We did have a Zoom wedding. My sister-in-law came with us to like help us prepare because my husband has anxiety. So she needed to calm him down and I needed to get ready. So I couldn't help there, but it was magical. The wedding photos with the castle and the Magic Kingdom, they were taken 2 weeks after our wedding. Yeah.
Wow. Y'all were newlywed pictures then.
Yeah.
They were so stunning. Kara, I don't know if you got a chance to look at her personal Instagram at those, but like, I was like, surely these are fake. Like this is not her. Like, surely not. But they're not. They're gorgeous and they're real. So I'm so glad to hear that day was so magical and amazing. And I also really talk about your small shop because it's what we're here to kind of recognize and shine a big light on is what you do, for your job and your business. We want to make sure that people put a face to what you do. That, these products are not mass produced in China or wherever and shipped to you timely, that they're actually put together by someone who loves Disney and who works really hard. So we want to talk about that, talk through that. If you could talk just briefly about what your small shop sells, what would you kind of say? If no one had any idea who Castle Clubhouse Co. was, what would you tell them?
Stickers, pen, paints, cups, and home decor, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it is. No, for sure. It's a little bit of everything. And I will say that I'm absolutely obsessed with these beautiful glass cups that you sell. So we are going to talk even more about your small business, but really quick, we're going to take a super quick ad break. And guys, we will be right back. Don't go anywhere.
All right, everyone, and welcome back. We are just going to talk to Brenda here about some amazing things about the Castle Clubhouse Co. And I know she was upgraded to the Grand Floridian, but we are going to upgrade your Disney cups, your Disney style, and your Disney home decor with her shop. And so if you could just start us off with a couple things. We'd love to know how long the shop's been in business for.
We've actually opened 2 years ago in April.
Wow. You guys are doing really well for just being in business for 2 years.
Thank you. Yeah. So it started during the pandemic as most businesses opened up.
Right.
And yeah, it's been harder to work on the business actually.
Mm-hmm. I think that's what people are trying to figure out now is a life including COVID / post-COVID,
right?
And how it's all of our dreams and aspirations. Kaycee and I started this during COVID, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels so weird, but we started during COVID, and then work, and then my things, and then everything else. So we completely understand, the time and effort that you put into the shop, and we appreciate all you do for the community. And just kind of speaking about your time, did you imagine this as a part-time thing? Is this full-time for you?
I want it to be full-time, but since I already have a full-time job, I actually work at Amazon. So I work overnight. Yeah, I work at 1:00 in the morning to basically noon.
Graveyard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been really hard to work on cups. So.
And you're still putting out Disney magic like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just goes to show you, this is why Kaycee and I do this, is we really want to put a name and a face to what these people do and what the small shops are for the community. And I'm sure you are slaying away at machines and stuff at work, and just kind of like talking about your equipment. Is it similar working at Amazon to your cups? Are you using the same type of machines? What are you using for your cups and other decor?
So the section of Amazon that I work at is right before it gets onto the Amazon trucks to be delivered at your house.
Okay.
So it's basically like a sort center, how we just sort everything out to the routes. So that's completely different than working with the Cricut and vinyl. And it's harder because I would come home and I would try to get motivated to work on cups, but I just knock out by the time I get home.
So is that mostly what you're working with, is like a Cricut device of some kind?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. See, one of our teammates, Sam over at DVC Millennials, she recently got a Cricut for Christmas, and she's been sending us some designs and things. And I'm like a creative, but I'm not that type of creative.
Yeah.
Like y'all that do the Cricut stuff, I give it to you because I can't do it.
Really?
I just like, I haven't figured it out, and maybe it's just because I can't, like, I don't know if the people listening and watching like relate to this, but if I can't see a design in my head before I do it, it's just like blank piece of paper, right? And so the Cricut to me is just like, oh, this whole realm of possibilities, and it's all too much for me.
So typically I think I've only bought one design from Etsy, only because I didn't have time to actually draw it out, but most of my designs are drawn out.
Wow. Like you create the designs yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That is so impressive. Again, I'm not creative like that. I can't see it in my head.
Yeah. So I actually recently got a really big custom order. It was my first custom order. And she wanted 60 cups. Yeah. For her son's birthday party. And it was Spider-Man themed. It took me a month with my schedule. It took me a month to get it out.
But I mean, we absolutely love and appreciate the products that you're really putting out there, because they're such high quality, right? And as we've said in some interviews before, like, it's not just a bunch of people sitting down in a room. This is like someone sitting down after work, or, you know, just taking time out of the day to make this possible for others. And we really do appreciate what you're doing there.
Thank you.
And just like, you're just pulling this inspiration from anywhere. You're just coming up with the designs. We talked off screen a second about your Spider-Man Tom Holland design, which I absolutely love. It's one of my personal new favorites, but can you talk about some of your favorite products?
The Spider-Man one is my favorite too. My husband hates that one because I'm obsessed with Tom Holland. And he was like, out of all the 3 Spider-Mans you picked, why that one? I was like, because I love him.
So for me personally, like, I love the 50th design, the blue one with the castles. I think that one is my favorite in your shop right now.
The first time that came out, oh my gosh, people were fighting over it. It wasn't like physical fighting, but like everyone was like, I couldn't get it in time, and it would be the first thing sold out.
Wow.
Yeah,
man. You're going to have to text us before you do your next drop, because I want the 50th one. Kara's going to get the Spider-Man one.
I think I also need to grab one of those coasters while I'm at it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll have to talk to him about that, because he also works 2 jobs. So we'll have to find some time into it. We haven't been really restocking this year. I remember the last time we did it was right before Christmas. So.
Wow.
Keep your eyes and ears peeled, listeners and watchers, as Castle Clubhouse Co. opens up all the different designs and restocks, and we will be fighting over our favorites. And I mean, that's some obstacles that you run in with, right? It's just real life, and things come up, and sometimes you can't get orders out right away. But could you, maybe for aspiring shop owners or just other owners listening, could you talk about some obstacles that you have in your shop at all?
More of my work schedule and also finding the balance between work, my spa shop, and my life. It's been harder to just even live life. Like when my friends invite me out, can't really go because I'll either be too tired or I need to get these orders out. It's just a hard balance. I can't imagine those small shops with full-time jobs and kids. I can't imagine.
But like, I know Kara has, I'm just going to echo what Kara said so many times is like, we all are so busy and yet you're still doing it. And you're also a wife. Like before you're a business owner, before, you work your full-time job at night, by the way, what in the world, you're also a friend and a wife. Like, and you can't ignore those roles either. So the fact that like you're even attempting to find that balance, I think is really cool. And good luck to you. That's probably the hardest thing that people struggle with the most is finding that balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think about that too, like just as a podcast host in general, it's like sometimes I'm exhausted and I do like a lot of research for our podcast on analytics and goals and objectives and stuff. And I'm just like, I want to go to bed. It's 10 o'clock at night, but I'm like, no, how can we be better? How can we, reach more people? How can we share more stories? And so, a lot of people don't see that behind the screen. And I think this is a platform that Kaycee and I just really are grateful for, that we're able to shine light to so many people that are like you and try to just make magic for others.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, life's just really hard, especially with COVID and everything that's happening around the world and then your life in general. So it's really hard.
Yeah. Well, we feel for you for sure.
And just kind of talking about those trials and tribulations of like finding the work-life balance per se. What's one piece of advice if someone's opening now, like post-COVID, they feel like they're ready to go? I've done my research. What's one piece of advice that you could give to small shop owners?
Don't give up. Don't give up. There's going to be times where people are going to want to say they want your stuff. But since since life is still happening and people still have bills to pay, it's hard for others to want to buy your stuff. So you can't really take the blame saying, oh, my item sucks, no one wants it. Someone's going to want it. It's just the matter of if they have enough money with everything going on, just don't give up on your designs. Even though you guys think my small shop is successful, there's times where no one really buys anything. So
we go through that too. It's like, are people even going to listen to this episode? Are people going to, get the information that they need? So, and you have the extra kind of added, I don't want to say stress, but there is that monetary factor, right? Just like putting something out there, you actually need people to buy it. So, that's good advice for people who are starting out. It's just not giving up, and that's with everything, not just the Disney community. That's just with life too.
Yeah, because if you someone else is gonna want
it. True.
Well, that's true. And I have a side. I'm gonna go off script just really quick, Kara, but I have like kind of a side thing. So the cups that you use, obviously you order those cups blank, right? And then you use your Cricut to vinyl them. Do you ever have any issues? I know like inflation is up right now and obviously things are very expensive right now. Do you ever have trouble like getting in those products so you can like restock your shop? Is that an issue?
It actually happened this past Christmas.
Really?
Yeah, it was hard because when I started, not very many people were using the glass cups.
Yeah.
And I guess my business got out there and people started sharing, people started doing all these stuff on social media. A lot of people's been using the glass cups for their own shop, which is not a problem. It's just, I have to remember to order enough before I make a restock. So.
Yeah. Cause you'd hate to not be able to keep up with that. Right.
Yeah.
Like you're like waiting on cups and people have already ordered them and you're like, I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
It's one of those things. And honestly, like your cup that I have is like my favorite cup to drink out of. Like Kara and I talk about it all the time. Like we don't live in Florida, so we can't, or, California, like we can't get to Disney World or Disneyland as often as I would prefer. I mean, I'd love to be there every day, but one thing that I love about your shop is it's a really cool way to bring Disney home and to actually see like a castle on your cup or a Mickey on your cup as you drink it at home. It's just really cool way to bring the magic at home. Wouldn't you agree?
I do. And it's something that like we who are non-locals just like grab onto, like anything that's Mickey shaped. We're like, yes, must get it.
especially when they were shutting down the Disney stores.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that was terrible for me.
I had none near me now. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only had 2 in my town and they're like both gone.
Oh, luckily they still have mine right now in South Carolina. We have one in Greenville that's just, it's not full Disney, but they definitely have like a huge Disney. Oh yeah. If they ever shut that place down, I'd be devastated.
Oh, it's terrible. And then you have to pay for the shipping from the Shop Disney. And I don't want to pay for shipping.
And even on Shop Disney anymore, like I only buy stuff if I can get cash back on Rakuten.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not sponsored, but sometimes they have like the 5 or 6% back, and I'm like saving money, so I buy more, but saving money.
Yeah.
Well, I do have one more question, Brenda, if that's okay for you. And it kind of talks about some upcoming products. Do you have any inspiration or anything that you could kind of tease for us? Maybe something you're considering making?
For now, I haven't released it, but it's on my Instagram. It's the Mickey waffles. I don't know if you guys saw those.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And then the signatures. I don't know if you guys saw those either. Yes. And I'm planning on making something for Star Wars fans.
Okay.
So we'll see. Star Wars. I was also thinking about basing something off of Avengers Campus too.
That's huge. That's huge. And I have no doubt, like we have a ton of listeners who are very loyal to this podcast, and they're huge Star Wars fans. And obviously we're all huge Marvel fans. So, I mean, anything that you drop, I'm sure like we will all be jumping to grab it.
I need a cup that's like I'm drinking from this because I'm not on the Galactic Star Cruiser.
Oh, yeah.
All of my feed right now is the Galactic Star Cruiser. So it's just like, I want to be a part of the community too.
Well, I'm not really big of a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
But I do want to aim towards like other things that I'm not into. Like all the cups that I have are things that I'm actually in love with, but I also want to expand it.
Yes.
If that makes sense. I also want to do a Winnie the Pooh cup. So cute. I love Winnie the Pooh.
I love Winnie the Pooh. So fun. So fun. Well, listen, thank you so much, Brenda, for just talking about your small shop. As busy as you are, and even taking the hour of your time to sit down on Zoom with us and record and tell your story. We love you and we appreciate it so much. So we are going to transition into a really fun Would You Rather game. And so I love doing these games because it gets my mind thinking, and I love, again, it brings me back to Disney. It kind of gives me some magic to talk about. So if you're okay, we're going to go ahead and get started on this fun little Would You Rather game. And obviously we're not just asking you, Kara and I are going to answer them too. So.
Okay, let's do it. I'm ready.
First one is a new loungefly or 2 new pairs of Minnie Mouse ears.
Loungefly.
You would have a loungefly. I don't know. It's the ears for me. Kara, what about you?
I don't know. Oh no. Probably ears.
Probably ears.
It's so like with my Disney purchases, I've been like, am I really going to wear these ears more than once? So it's kind of like hard for me to decide between products now, but yeah, ears. Let's go ears.
Yes. Okay. So new loungefly for you, and then ears for Kara and I. Okay. So Halloween at Disney World or Christmas at Disney World?
Oh my gosh.
So
Oh
hard.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. No.
I know. Don't make me choose.
I'll give you some answer time. I'll go first.
Okay.
On this podcast, I go back and forth answering this question every single time. I think last time I chose Christmas. So this time I'm going to choose Halloween. I'm really trying to go this year during their like Halloween time. Like I am a villain. So I'm meant to be there during Halloween. And I personally have already been there for Christmas. So there's my answer. I stalled a little bit for you, Brenda.
Yes, you did. Okay. What do you think? It's so hard. It's so hard. Brenda, what do you think yours is?
I think I'm going to go for Halloween only because I used to go every year for Christmas.
Yes.
I've only been to Disney once during Halloween.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Halloween for me because it's characters that we really never see. Like I rarely ever see Captain Hook, like Gaston. Well, I don't know. I've seen Gaston a lot lately, but like villains, we just don't see a lot. So
Yeah.
I appreciate Halloween for that reason. So don't sleep on Christmas though, because it is great. All right. So our next one up is be best friends with your favorite Disney princess or have Stitch as a pet in your home. This one's not hard for me. What do you think?
Probably best friends with my favorite princess.
Okay, same.
Yeah.
And only because I have a brand new house and Stitch is a little bit destructive. Or yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So Kara, what do you think?
I obviously picked Stitch because I basically have Stitch as a pet now. My dogs are crazy and I absolutely love Stitch. I'm a Stitch fan, so Stitch for sure. He can rip up whatever. I'll still love him.
Stitch was my first favorite character from Disney. But my favorite princess is Rapunzel, so
yeah. I'd rather be best friends with Cinderella. I really would. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Our next one is have magical hair or Elsa's ice powers. And let me just say, Elsa's ice powers kind of stress me out a little bit. So I'm going to go with magical hair.
Magical hair.
Yes.
I already have magical hair. And so curls are magical, people. And we could put a hashtag on that. Curls are magical. So I'm going to choose Elsa's ice powers, mostly because I like the cold.
I like the cold.
No, I hate the cold. Cold bothers me. Okay. They don't bother her. They bother me. All right. So next one we have is a free trip to Disneyland Paris or a free trip to Hong Kong Disneyland.
Which one has the more expensive flight? I'm picking that.
I don't know.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh gosh. How long would I be staying at each place though?
Let's just say a week, a solid week.
Probably Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. I think it'd be cool. I've been to Paris. Obviously, I've never been to Disneyland Paris, but so I would do Hong Kong Disneyland, which I feel like normally people would say Paris. So that's so funny. Me and Brenda would go to Hong Kong. Kara, where are you going?
I'm also going to Hong Kong only because I've heard that if you can choose Hong Kong over Disneyland Paris because the rides are better. Which is interesting because I don't have a lot of people that if you go to Disneyland Hong Kong, like please find me on Instagram. But I have people that go to Disneyland Paris, and I'm seeing that content a lot. But I've just heard that people who have tried to do all the parks that if you can do Disneyland Hong Kong.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool.
I want to go to Hong Kong because that's originally where my family's from.
Oh.
And I've never been there. So I would like to, take that week, go to Disney and explore around. So
Yes. Love it.
Yes, and immerse yourself in that culture that you are from. That's cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good choice. Good choice. All right, so our next one up is fly on a magic carpet or sail on Captain Jack Sparrow's ship? Okay.
Probably the carpet.
You would do carpet?
Yeah.
Okay, listen, there's no seat belts on the carpet. And what do you hold on to?
But like, what if I don't know if I'm seasick or not.
Oh,
I mean, I know I can fly on, the airplane. I'll be fine. I don't know if I'm seasick or not.
yes.
So,
Kara, what would you do?
Well, I was also going to say that I get motion sickness, so really none of these options work for me. But my question is, what suitor comes? Does Aladdin come with the carpet, and does Captain Jack come with the ship? Because I'm picking Aladdin.
Okay, I did not specify. So if we're talking about that, then I'm definitely on Captain Jack Sparrow's ship for sure. Y'all, I feel like this is our very last one, and I think it's going to be relatively easy. And I had a hard time figuring out like what I was going to do for this last one. So would you rather be rescued by the Incredibles family or the Avengers?
my gosh. Oh, I don't know.
Kara, what do you think? Because this is a pretty easy one for me.
I do have a newfound appreciation for The Incredibles after watching the second movie, but I feel like I'd be afraid that like Jack would light me on fire accidentally or something.
Right.
So if I could be swooped by Captain America's arms, yeah, I'm choosing the Avengers.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm choosing the Avengers, but honestly, I would just choose Captain America or Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Yeah, that's who would rescue me. All right, Brenda, what do you think?
Probably the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now that I mentioned Tom Holland.
We obviously love him.
Yeah. Anything to him.
All right, guys, that is it for our little Would You Rather game. And I also want to say to our listeners, obviously, every single time Kara and I play a game on the podcast, it is always up on our social media. So if you were answering these questions as we were going along, go please to our Instagram at Why We Disney Podcast and go ahead and play this game with us. We want to see what you guys would choose. Obviously, we had some very hard decisions we had to make just now, but we want to see what you guys choose. So head over to our Instagram and play that game with us. So
yes, and we just want to say thank you so much to Brenda from Clubhouse Co. for joining us today. We are so excited for you to come on and tell your story and bring your magic. Could you just remind the listeners where they could find you on all the socials one last time?
You guys can find us on Instagram and Facebook searching Castle Clubhouse Co. And our website is www.castleclubhouseco.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much. We know probably how exhausted and busy you are, so we just thank you so much for taking your time. You're amazing.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome, and we hope that you had a blast because we sure did.
I did too.
All right, guys, listen, don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias as well. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you wouldn't mind, please make sure that you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We actually shout out reviews if you guys leave it on Apple Podcasts. So we'll shout it out on our YouTube channel. And absolutely, guys, just stay connected with us. Make sure that you're following us on everything and that you stay up with us. We're constantly releasing new content. We constantly have new small shop owners that we want you guys to see and put at the forefront of us. So thank you so much, guys. We love you. Happy Wednesday. And from all of us here on the podcast, we hope that you have an amazing rest of your week. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.